Hey everybody, it's Glenn back in this video with the Toys R Us exclusive Marvel Legends X-Men Infinite Series Jubilee Build-A-Figure Collection Cyclops. Looking at the packaging back and the blurb reads, Scott Summers is the face of a new mutant revolution, but only his closest allies know that he can no longer control his powers. Other action figures in this line are Strife, who I've already reviewed. If you haven't checked that out, I'll hook you up with a link at the end of this video. Then Magneto, Storm and Wolverine, who will all be popping up on my channel soon, so stay tuned for those. And of course, the Jubilee Build-A-Figure. Speaking of which, Cyclops comes with the right arm of Jubilee, taking me one step closer to completing her. But for now, I'll sit it to one side along with the head that came with Strife. Here he is out of packaging, uses the Bucky cap figure, which you don't have to get that deep into Marvel Legends collecting to be all that familiar with. It's not even the first time it's being used for Cyclops. It's not even the second time it's being used for Cyclops. Yet I'm not complaining too much on the reuse, as the sculpt is very dynamic and it's very functional, as we'll get to when it comes to articulation. This figure reflects the Marvel Now redesign of Cyclops. It's the biggest departure in design for the character since he was introduced in the 60s, with Xavier's most loyal student having now killed Xavier. The radical switch of Cyclops from archetypal hero to revolutionary and maybe terrorist is reflected visually in the design. So what better way to illustrate a darker tone than a midnight black bodysuit with details in a blood red colour. It's very sleek, yet I think the belt with all the utility pouches is a Rob Liefeld hangover from the 90s that needs to go away now. Personally, I just feel it disrupts the sleekness of the design, and the X symbol on the belt is redundant, what with his visor lens now being a ruddy great big X. And that has been very contentious. For me, it's a grower. The more I look at it, the more I like it. It does smack of style over substance though, as traditionally the visor is adjustable by Scott's own hand to change the aperture of the ruby quartz lens, controlling the intensity of the beam to be fired. Yet this seems to have none of that engineering reality to it, reflected by both his hands being closed fists, whereas most Cyclops action figures have a hand posed ready to adjust the visor. Here it seems it is what it is just because they think it looks cool, and didn't worry about his eyes being at least partially covered by the black of the cowl and not the lens. But hey, if Marvel ain't gonna worry about it, then I'm not going to either. However, I do worry about the sloppy paint. Compared to the picture on the packaging back, you can see that the paint really is lacking and it's providing very poor coverage. Now looking at articulation, the head rotates side to side. He looks down a real decent amount and also looks up a decent amount. At the shoulder, the arm rotates. It also moves up and down. There's upper arm rotation, then there's a double jointed elbow. At the wrist it rotates and it's also hinged, moving up and down. There's an ab crunch which moves this far forwards and then this far back. Rotation at the waist. At the hips the legs move out to the side and back in to the front, a decent amount, not so much to the back. There's upper leg rotation, double jointed knee, then rotation at the mid-lower leg. At the ankle it's hinged, moving backwards and forwards, and it has that crazy Hasbro ankle pivot that I love. And here is the action figure taking full advantage of that ankle pivot, posed at his widest stance possible, still with both feet flat on the floor. So in conclusion, I would say that this Cyclops action figure is only really one for the Marvel Legends completists and X-Men purists. And I say that as while I like the action figure as a visual representation of the darker turn the character has taken of late, but I just don't see in 20 years from now this being remembered as a classic Cyclops costume in the way that the Jim Lee costume is. Hasbro, hint, hint. Anyway, for a closer look at the Strife action figure from this series, who you see Cyclops standing next to here, click this video. As ever, please help me out by giving this video a big thumbs up. Also remember to comment, share and subscribe. Check out the description beneath this video for links to my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Click those links and connect with me there too. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye.